Now the big political story, the Rajya Sabha elections coming up and lists have been announced. The Congress announced 10 candidates for Rajya Sabha, which will be held for 57 seats across 15 states on June 10th.
Now, the list includes prominent Congress leaders like P. Chidambaram, Jairam Ramesh, Ajay Makan and Randeep Surjewala and also Rajiv Shukla. But the list excluded G23 leaders Ghulam Nabi Azad and Anand Sharma and other leaders as well, and that has caused some discontent.
That's right. The list has prompted contentions and rumblings of discontent within senior Congress leaders, a lot of heartburn as well. Our party national spokesperson, Pawan Khera, who was a contender from Rajasthan, had tweeted that maybe something fell short in my penance. He tweeted that in Hindi.
Well, Congress leader Nagma, who is also the General Secretary of the Mahila Congress, echoed the same emotion, saying that her 18 years of penance has fallen short in front of Imran from Uttar Pradesh, who was accommodated as a candidate from Maharashtra.
Well, let's go across now to Sunil Prabhu for all the latest. And Sunil, this has also led to potshots from the BJP. You have Satish Punia, tweeting Congress's Chintan Shivar took place in Rajasthan. Now, there's another achievement of this Chintan local candidates list without local. Who would be vocal? So, a lot of heartburn after this list was announced.
That's right. There will definitely be a lot of heartburn that was expected. It's always difficult to decide Rajya Sabha, especially when you have just 9 to 10 seats to decide upon. The fact is, of course, that the Congress is a democratic party, unlike, of course, Dr. Satish Punia's party, where they don't. There are people who are rumbling, who are upset, but they keep quiet because they aren't, because of party discipline, aren't allowed to speak. Congress, of course, their spokespersons and others are quite vociferous about the fact that they haven't been considered. For example, Ghulam Nabi Azad and Anand Sharma, but they have already been put in the political advisory group, which is a super body of the CWC, which the Congress president said will only be of advisory role. So it's in that backdrop we'll have to wait and watch. There's Himachal Pradesh elections due for Anand Sharma, as well as, of course, in J&K, where elections are due, where Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad is expected to play a key role. So much will depend on how they perform. And then, of course, the Congress president will try to accommodate them. But at present, they are definitely upset. Whether they will continue the Congress or not is another matter. They have made it clear that they are very keen. But definitely all Gandhi loyalists, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra loyalists have been accommodated.
That is the criticism that this list seems to contain those who are very loyal to Priyanka and Rahul, and they're the ones who are dominating this list.
That's right. That was expected. If somebody is at the helm of affairs, they will definitely want their loyalists, as we have seen on a considered basis in the Congress, that they will definitely be given the the Rajya Sabha seats. Both Ajay Makan as well as Randeep Singh Surjewala are general secretaries. Rajiv Shukla, another in charge of Himachal Pradesh, been very keen to get back to the Rajya Sabha, getting it from this place, and it's in that backdrop that we have seen these places unfold. So it's definitely something that needs to be taken into account.
Right, Sunil, thanks for joining us on that important story. Now, along with the Congress, the Bharatiya Janata Party also announced its list of 18 candidates for the Rajya Sabha elections, which are scheduled to take place on the 10th of June.
So let's take a look at the BJP's list. Now, among the prominent names, it includes the ministers, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman from Karnataka, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal has found a nomination from Maharashtra.
And along with those big names, Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi's term is also set to end, but he has not been named in the list by the party. Of the 18 candidates who are named, 6 belong to Uttar Pradesh.
All right, but no rumblings within the BJP, as Sunil was saying, the BJP being more disciplined, that nobody striking a discordant note after that Rajya Sabha list has been released.